everybody. I'm Dan Lutz, and welcome to the Frontlines. In the battle against the deep state, the cabal, the Illuminonkeys, and all those that wish to enslave all of humanity for their own selfish reasons. And we're having an interesting new bomb going off. So another boom as it is. So we're gonna cover that. Seems like there's plenty of booms coming. So that's interesting, nonetheless. And I think we're now also at the end of that little timing window that they rolled out a bunch. And it's also my understanding that there is going to be many more coming. This is going to be the endless dropping of bombs on the deep state. And does the mainstream media cover it? No. No, not a word. You know, the biggest scandal there ever has been. You hear crickets, chirp, 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 chirp. They're not saying a word. So we're gonna see what is our favorite number 17 NES postings are saying, and we're also going to look at a couple of things that Trump has said in one of his new protest against stupidity rallies. So all of his rallies are now called protest against stupidity, so that there's no need for social distancing, because the virus knows that if you're doing a peaceful protest, not to go there. It's very smart that way. So and you know, Trump is also very smart, so he's going to realize that, oh wow, we're all protected as long as we call it a protest. All right, that being said. All right, housekeeping. So I did receive one donation for $25. I thank you very much. This actually was the third donation from the same person. I would like to thank them 3 times. Thank you, and thank you. We have had a couple people that are donating, you know, a few times, you know, like every few weeks or months. That's wonderful. I really do appreciate that. The donation link is down below for my PayPal link. You can use that. Also, if you'd like to donate to Life Force, there's also a link down below for that as well. What's next? So there is going to be an assembly, California assembly class going on tomorrow. We're going to be going over how to do affidavits, and this is it's an interesting process that we should, you know, really take to heart, because we can use it for many things. And the other part is that you should do is also get involved with any of the assemblies, and you can still, even if you're not in the California Assembly, you can still join the California Assembly to get the hang of things and take a look and see how things are going on there, and you can get questions answered. And it's about sharing the information, because united we stand together, right? Where we go one, we go all. And this is the time like no other time, not in my lifetime, in my parents' lifetime, in my grandparents' lifetime. No time like this has ever been, when we can actually now really pull out the cabal completely across the entire planet and replace them, replace the system, this debt slavery system, the financial system, the governing corruption can all be routed out now, and really set up the world for the people, right? It is our planet. It's not their planet. It's all of our planet. Even if they think that they are somehow separate from us, they have created their own reality in which they are separate from us. You could say to us they are aliens. And I like to now point this out because of one of the projects that they had out there for bringing the world together, even from the back in the time of Ronald Reagan. when he went to the United Nations and talked and spoke about the way to bring the world together is to have an alien invasion, then the whole world would come together. It was all part of the Star Wars conversation at the time, but it was actually a plan called Project Bluebeam, where they would literally use their own anti-gravity ships as well as holograms in the sky and entities that were cloned or created entities that would be part of an invasion. Now, it would be a mock invasion for the purpose of, again, pulling the world together. But we have an alien invasion, is why I'm bringing it up, and it is of them. They've already taken it over. So, as in that old movie, They Live, I think it's They Live, where you had to put on the special glasses to see them, but they looked like everyone else. Like everyone on the television was of them, right? And they were feeding a narrative. They were spinning a tale, getting everyone to go along. While everyone became poorer and poorer. A few humans became rich in this, but most everyone was just a commodity. And we can tell that that's what has transpired. And we can now pull together to fight this alien invasion. I like to call it Project Red Beam. Red also goes with the conservative movement or the patriot movement or the Trump movement, the red states versus the blue states. So this is why I've kind of brought it up. Let's change course here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up this speech that was from today. This is Trump. Anyway, we'll go through it. I only have about 3 minutes, and it covers 2 topics in here.
But today, a trove of text messages was released from the FBI agents involved in the Russia witch hunt. Did you say you had to see this? This is what I was talking about before. The headline from the Federalist reads, Trump was right. Explosive new FBI texts detail internal furor over handling of the Crossfire Hurricane investigation. That was the name. We caught him. We had him before this, but this is like, remember the insurance policy? Darling, darling, oh, I love you so much, darling. She's going to win, isn't she? Yes. 100 million to 1. That's not good odds for me. It might not have been great, but they were a lot better than that. 100 million to 1, Lisa. I love you so much. But if for some reason she doesn't win, we have an insurance policy. That's what we've been living through, their insurance policy. You can't be any more obvious than that. These people are scum. They were trying to do a coup. Who would think? And we caught them before that. We caught them spying on our nation. And they've gotten caught. Let's see what happens with them now. But this was a big day. This was a big day. Never forget. They are coming after me because I am fighting for you. There's a lot of truth to that. For decades, our politicians.
So that's the boom, right? So it's more information release. So again, little crumbs being dropped so that we can follow along, and for more people to wake up. It's all about waking up everyone. So now we're going to get a daily dropping of information that this is coming out, because we can see, this should be a main story, right, on the mainstream media. They should be covering this left and right, up and down, staking out the houses of Lisa Page and Strzok and asking for comments. Hey, all this stuff has been released, right? Let's have your comment on it. But then none of that is happening. So that's the major boom. All right, we only got 1 more minute. There's a second topic in here. It's there's a little conversation first. She's just talking about something that switches.
Spent trillions of dollars.
There we go.
Made a pathetic one-sided deal with the Castro dictatorship that betrayed the Cuban people and enriched the communist regime. My opponent stands with socialists and communists. I stand with the proud people of Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela in their righteous struggle for freedom, and you're going to win it very soon.
You're going to win it very soon.
You're going to win that very soon. The last administration also negotiated the terrible Obama-Biden-Santos deal with Colombian drug cartels. They surrendered the narco-terrorists. They surrendered to them, and they caused illicit drug production to soar. Under my administration, we worked with our Colombian partners to launch a historic rival operation against the drug traffickers, and since April we have seized or disrupted 227 metric tons of poisonous narcotics. Nobody has ever done anything like it.
What poisonous narcotics is he referring to? And then so cocaine, maybe? Possibly. But what else came from South America that have been carried by the narcos? Adrenochrome. What used to be brought across from production facilities. If you remember, John of God, Oprah's best friend down there, was in charge of a large facility of production of adrenochrome. And that would be carried across by, again, the same drug trails. So the supply lines have been cut, right? And so this is why this has been a bit of an issue, right? What can be done with sorry, I'm just lining up something here. There it is. So what we're seeing happening now is children are now being kidnapped. I've got two little stories here. Basically, it's about Vista, California, and basically the kids being stolen away from a Costco parking lot. So let me pull this up. So we did talk about this, but now a man is arrested. So California man arrested after trying to kidnap boy 2 from moving car in a Costco parking lot. So let me go ahead and play this.
Is now looked at with some apprehension.
We got to think about this idiot creep, and
or
stuff
any
like that,
idiot
or anybody. Just you're always looking over your shoulder.
Saturday afternoon in the Costco parking lot in Vista, Jennifer, her fiance Peter, along with their 2 children, Peter, 2, and Colton, 9 months, were confronted by a stranger.
I don't know what his intentions were to do with my son, but it wasn't a good thing. There was nothing good he was going to do to my son.
Investigators say Adam Glavinick pulled open the couple's rear car door while they were backing out of the parking space, then tried to snatch little Peter from his child seat.
I think I hit him once and he hit the ground, and then I just got on top of him. I'm not going to let it happen to my kids. I'm damn sure not going to let it happen to anyone else.
Glavinick was arrested, booked in the Vista Detention Center, and charged with some serious crimes, including attempted kidnapping and being under the influence of a controlled substance. Within about 24 hours, though, he was released on bond. Because he lives in the North County, some residents are concerned the victims are frustrated.
I was up all night last night from 12 o'clock to almost 5 o'clock, going up to check on him every 30 minutes because I just can't get this guy's face out of my head.
Peter and his brother weren't hurt. Both remained strapped in their car seats during the whole ordeal. As for the parents,
I'm just so glad that it's getting so much awareness and people are sharing this and talking about it and letting people know that this stuff is not a joke.
Dave Summers, NBC7.
Okay. So that's that. Now let's look at this one. So this Vista Costco hits home to me because I've been there many times, My daughter goes to that Costco. My daughter has 2 small children, and so and the event that happened about 2 weeks ago at a Target parking lot. My daughter knows the woman that basically had this attempt. So we've got 2 instances, in a week, all roughly in the same area. So anyway, this is a video that's been released by the San Diego Sheriff's Department. Let's see, we'll let it play here a little bit, but it's actually going to show some of the vehicle camera of the event that happened. Let's see if I can blow this up. So he's like checking out inside cars, right? Oh, he tries to open the door. She gets out and goes after the guy. There we go. So as I said, it was there is a price
As you
tag.
see San Diego students prepare to head back to class, the school is asking everyone who comes home.
So there is a price tag on the children. It's reported to be $100,000. So the question is, who has that kind of money? I recall some months ago the price tag was around $25,000 per child. Now it's $100,000. Number one, that means someone has a lot of money to afford this. Of course, it's not the guy in the parking lot, right? He's just looking to get in on the action. My daughter asked me, well, who's paying for this? Right? Well, it's hard to say exactly who, but we know that if they don't want to look like Fugly or Ellen DeGeneres or any other the stars out there that have now suddenly became old, right, without their adrenochrome fix, that some people have enough money that they need to get some adrenochrome and they're going to pay for it. So this is also a sign of desperation, right? So this is a war, right? This is something that is happening on a very grand scale. Trump can't stop this all from happening. He can't stop them from grabbing all the children. There's no way of doing that. All we can do though is be aware of the situation and take a lot of precautions. Not just in parking lots at home, but at home, in your house. Be cautious. Make sure windows are locked. Make sure there's child monitoring. Video cameras, nanny cams, whatever. But be aware, because they are going to get more desperate at this point, and they will increase the price. $100,000, big amount of money, right? These people will do anything to get this kind of money in their hands, and they could kill the parents to get it. So be cautious about it. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over. We're gonna go right to our 17 NES. So we left off here. Remember, Midnight Riders, ride, right? This is the command, ride, Midnight Riders. What does that mean? Well, yeah, you have to, well, what were the Midnight Riders of Paul Revere, right? One is by land, two is by sea. That the British were coming, or in this case, the deep state is coming. They are desperate. Things are happening. Information warfare. We got to get the information out there. So ride. So I'm here doing it, right? You're here watching. In that case, let me take a pause here and say, share this video. You've been doing fantastic. 100 new subscriptions in a day. You guys are wonderful. Just keep sharing it. We get the information flowing. Though it looks like the way to bypass these algorithms is really just to share. You're taking it, placing it on your Facebook and your Twitter. So go ahead, do that now. I'll wait. Yeah, just down below that share, that little arrow pointing was like curved a little bit. Click on that, pop up something and say share to your Facebook. You can then share to your Twitter or any of the other shares you'd like to do. Share to your email. Go ahead and pass it on, and then go into the comment below when you're there and say, please share this. It's important. And then people will see it and they will share it. So again, you've been doing fantastic. Thank you for helping get that out. So let's go back. Okay, 4765, 25th of September. We've got a video here. I believe that it's a song, basically motivational, type of thing for while going to war. Right, we're flying the flag and we're showing that we're united. As it's popping up. More time for sharing while these dead periods are happening. Skip the ads. Oh, that must have given you time to share at least to the next site. Maybe you went to Twitter. Don't forget thumbs up, give the likes. Oh, Last of the Mohicans soundtrack. Well, I'm gonna push pause because it seems to be having a problem loading. It may be a lot of people are doing it. Remember when there was some initial numbers 2 years ago about the 17 NES sites were being hit, 30 million hits a couple years ago. I wonder what it might be right now. All right, let's so we know that's Last of the Mohicans song, with this nice flag hanging out there. All right, let's go to the next one, 4766. There's a Fox News. So this is basically Trump is basically designates the KKK and Antifa as terrorist organizations. That's interesting. They match them together, right? Two Democrat-founded, financially legally backed organizations. So, oh yeah, both are Democrat-founded organizations. See, DA set free blockade post terrorist designate. DA no proof, individual link to Antifa argument coming. So the DAs are going to say there's no proof, right? Individuals are linked to Antifa. That's what they're going to be saying, the DAs. Antifa mapping began a long time ago. So basically they're saying that they have them already linked up. So I had already loaded this article over here, so let's take a look. Trump, 500 billion Black American plan designates KKK Antifa terrorist organizations. So number one, admit Kentucky unrest. AP polls show public support for racial justice protests is falling. Okay, let's take a look. So it's good to see. A new poll shows support for protests like these engulfing Louisville following a grand jury has fallen from peak, reaching soon after the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis police custody in May. A survey by Associated Press Center Public Affairs Research finds that 44% of Americans disapprove of the protests. In response to police violence against black Americans, while 39% approve, in June 54 approved of the protest. So basically it's fallen to 39%. So source of STEELE dossier was investigated by FBI for Russian contacts, Barr says. Primary source of disclosure dossier authored by ex-British intelligence agent Christopher Steele was subject to an FBI counterintelligence investigation from 2009 to 2011 for suspect contact with Russian intelligence. All right, so I guess we get what's going on here. So what I like to point out is that it's interesting that they've lumped them together. Okay, Trump says he's done more for Black America than any other president other than Lincoln. So this is the Platinum Plan. Leaked document, perhaps. So we're gonna go through this. I do have it as a PDF as well, but I guess we can read it. Let's see if I can make it a little bit larger. No, I'm not getting that. All right. So what is President Trump's plan for the Platinum Plan? President Trump's pillars: opportunity, security, responsibility, and fairness. Those are his pillars. So opportunity. So I think that's a really good way to start. Opportunity. So equal opportunity instead of equal outcome. This is the difference between capitalism and communism. We have equality of outcome, meaning everybody gets the same outcome. Everyone is poor, lowest common denominator. As if you have equal opportunity, you're able to everyone rise to whatever level they'd like, right? In their efforts they put forth, they're rewarded. The more effort, the more reward. So let me go through this. So by achieving historic employment levels for Black Americans, as well as increasing access to capital for new business, President Trump has been committed to ensuring all Black Americans can achieve the American dream. Great. Number two, security. By signing into law to celebrate the First Step Act, President Trump has brought common sense criminal justice reform to the American people for the first time in decades, while ensuring that our streets and communities are safe for families and business owners. No brainer, right? Law and order. Next, prosperity. As the first president to provide long-term funding to historical Black colleges and universities, the administration continues to seek immediate and generational advancement for Black Americans. Yes, abundance for all. Wonderful. Next, fairness. As demonstrated through his actions to initiate invest in opportunity zones as address health disparities, wage gaps, necessary educational reforms, President Trump works every day to advance fair and just America for the Black community. So just as a little side note here, before we go on, this is a major push to provide fairness for the black community. Now, I know that it's going to end up being for everybody, right? Everybody prospers if all boats rise, right? Everybody prospers. But the targeting of the black community is really going to go into high gear. This is a major plan, the Platinum Plan. Sounds a little bit like a good marketing, sense that Trump has. We'll call it the Platinum Plan. That's higher than the Gold Plan and higher than silver and bronze. So we got the Platinum Plan. All right, so this is a really good move because that's why I've been feeling that Trump is going to move up into the 40% category of the black vote and could actually be higher. People have been downplaying it, but I think it actually could be higher. Let's continue. Okay, if I do this, I'm just trying to make it bigger. It did work a little bit. There we go. President, oops, what happened there? It jumped. Well, that's not good. Where did it go? Sorry about that. Oh, maybe view PDF. Let's do that. It's probably shrunk the PDF down. That's probably what happened here. So we'll just go directly to one page just for the PDF. That will work better. I should be able to zoom in much better. Yes, there we go. Okay, let's scroll on down. President Trump's promise to Black America for over 4 years: increase access to capital in black communities by almost $500 billion. That's $500 billion. 3 million new jobs for the black community, creating 500,000 new black-owned businesses, increase access to capital in black communities by almost $500 billion, safe urban neighborhoods with the highest policing standards. Okay, commit to working on Second Step Act. I don't know what the Second Step Act exactly. Maybe it's akin to the criminal reform that he had done. Access to better education and job training opportunities. So give black churches the ability to compete for federal resources for their community. Bring better and tailored health care to address historic disparities. Immigration policy that protects American jobs. Advance home ownership opportunities, enhance financial literacy in the black community, onshoring manufacturing to advance jobs and develop opportunities for black-owned businesses. There we go. So yeah, that's a major effort. Okay, so page two. Jobs. Black economic empowerment and access to capital. Reach even greater levels of historic employment and wage growth for the black community set in 2019 so that everyone looking for a job gets one. Seek infrastructure funding that will lead to widespread growth in the annual $500 billion federal contracting opportunities. Growing minority businesses with additional tax cuts to stimulate hiring and investment. Encourage offshoring and development of domestic manufacturing. Increase supply chain business development and employment. Examine barriers to employment, including fees, optional licensing, arrest record inaccuracy, and expungement. Increase activities in opportunity zones, including benefits for local hires. invest almost $20 billion towards broadband and internet to access to create job opportunities, improve classroom connectivity, and ability to utilize telehealth services. All right, fueling access to capital for Black-owned businesses. So, rather than going through all of this right now, I think we're getting the. I'm going to just do the titles here. So, better and cheaper health care, okay, affordable care that you can trust, and also safety and justice. So, safe streets, prosperous Black communities. More educational opportunities, right? For education, African Americans can choose. Education, African Americans can afford. So there we go. So what we have here is really a major push to help these communities, these poorer communities. The empowerment zones, opportunity zones, those kind of things. I was involved with creating a project that was taking advantage of some of these type of special zones in Palmdale, California, Lancaster. I was going to build a computer factory facility there. And so I was heavy into doing it. And it really, in essence, made it like the only place that you'd want to build something. Because in essence, under those circumstances, all of the tax that as an employer would pay on those employees ended up coming back to the company. So which meant that there were no taxes on the employees for the employer. Huge benefit. Allowed also to pay more to the employees, right? Because if there's a lot more money sitting there in a pot, you could actually increase the amount that you're paying for to get the better employees. So it's a great plan to kind of highlight that. Also to focus on getting money into it. So he's basically saying $500 billion going into these communities. It's going to go there. So all of those little businesses will have operating capital. However, what forms of that take, it doesn't matter. Once it gets into the community, it will circulate. Then you have the velocity of money to deal with, meaning that if you paid for some $100 item in a store, that store owner takes that $100 and uses it to buy something else, and that whoever he bought it from, so maybe he bought supplies, and that supplier now has the $100 bills. He spends it on something, and it goes from next to the next to the next to the next to the next. And what if it goes back to the same person that initially gave that $100 bill? Well, that just was a $100 bill, and it made 10 hops. And if that happened all within like in one day and made it back into his hands, let's say it went to 10 spots, that was $1,000 of value was transacted in with that same $100, and it went around in one day. So the velocity of money would be if how fast that went around and how much economic activity did it actually create. If it went around in 1 hour, that'd be much faster, right? If it took a month to go around, that'd be a lot slower. So what you're looking at is the velocity of money. When people feel hopeful, when people are empowered and they want to go out and do and create, that velocity number goes higher because a lot of confidence means a lot of abundance, right? It just keeps going around and around and around and around. So very, very good. So now let's carry on here. Close those down. All right. So this we'll go right back to the KKK Antifa bit. So this is a little 1.5 minutes of Trump talking about it.
Announce a brand new plan to deliver more opportunity, more security, more fairness, and more prosperity to Black communities. We call it the Platinum Plan. Platinum Plan. And that's a contract with Black Americans, and it's going to be something that people talk about for a long time to come. If you vote Republican over the next 4 years, we will create 3 million new jobs for the Black community. Open 500,000 new Black-owned businesses. Increase access to capital in Black communities by $500 billion. And this includes investing in community development, financial institutions, and minority depository institutions. Build up peaceful and safer urban neighborhoods with the highest standards of, and you know this, of policing. We want the highest standards. We have to have highest standards of policing.
Well, he definitely said that much better than me. So there are platinum details there. All right. So our movement is welcoming millions of Black Americans to the Republican Party, the party of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln, he continued. I today want to share with you what you have to gain by voting Republican November 3rd. So this is really what it's about. It's about getting a hold of really where the Black community should be. The Black community should be in the Republican Party. The Republican Party was started out of the Whigs Party, right? Because there's a bunch of people that didn't want to do slavery. So they started the Republican Party. That's its foundation. But this deep state cabal from hundreds of years ago, we can rename it all over the centuries, right? But same elitist group that basically thinks they're above everyone else, right? They use tactics to convince the population, to move in the direction they want, and those tactics include lies and deception, murders, killing off people that are in their way, wars, whatever they need to do to manipulate because they know better, right? So they've convinced the Black community to go to the Democratic Party. The Democrat Party, it's not Democratic. The Democrat Party. So now is a best time, and if it would be really an amazing thing, a miracle even, if we had more like 70, 80% of the Black community deciding to vote for Trump. Really. That would be the game changer. So if you're in the Black community or you know anyone, please convince them this is the time. This is the time to make a change. # walk away from that Democrat Party. Okay. Let's go to the next. A little bit of a side tour there, but that's all right. Back to our 17 NES. All right, here we go. So again, DA set free blockade post terrorist designate. DA to prove individual linked Antifa argument coming. So that's about this argument. They're going to start convincing you that there's no proof that Antifa is connected. I've already heard that. They've been saying this. There's no proof. There's plenty of proof. Remember, contact tracing started a long time ago. Right? That was said just down here. Where was that? Yeah. All right. Never mind. We'll find it as we go. Oh, it's right here. Antifa mapping began a long time ago. Let's see, it was right in front of me. All right. Let me continue here. So 4767. Some will take the easy path and exit early. What does that mean? Run, Forrest, run. I don't know where Forrest is. He's gone. Tom Hanks is left the building. Don't know where he's at. There's reports that he's already left the stage. All right, next. Judgment is coming. That was 4768. Next. 4769. Worth remembering. Think what you know. now know? What you now know? Compared to back when, I guess. Let's take a look. Oh, Comey saying something from the past, so it'll be a blast from the past for Comey. What was he saying back then compared to what we know now? So it was all lies. No treason, no spying on the campaign, no tapping Trump's wires. It was just good people trying to protect America. Really. And he's got a his little photo here. He's got a mask on for, and it says vote. Yeah. All right, let's continue on. What we know now is that all that was true. Okay, we knew it back then, but more people see the evidence now. So 4770, we have see Free Flynn, and then it says done in 30, house cleaning, White House secured, final stage. So remember we had this little, another message down here. It had the three stars right here. There it is. These 3 stars. That's General Flynn, 3-star general. So not long now, and this was on the 24th, so it's only a couple days later. All right, so that was what is the over and under done in 30 months, you say. So this is from 3/27/18. So done in 30 months. Before it said done in 30, right? But 30 what? Yeah, 30 minutes, 30 days, 30 hours, 30 months. So obviously we're talking about 30 months. So if we go back and count the time, how many months has it been? Well, I guess it must be 30. See, that's one of those proofs. So we've got date and time here. You can count. So that takes us to, I think I already brought that up, 917 days. There we go, 17. So I got a little calculator here. So divide by 30 days per month. Let's see. That's 30 months, 30.56. So there we go. 30.56 months is that many days. Over here. So what is the over and under? Sullivan retires, steps down by March 2021. So this is Judge Sullivan, right? So Judge Sullivan is holding hostage General Flynn right now. So he's going to step down by March 2021. Based on the public info, are a possible coordinated effort with OCS Mueller. So are they saying that it'll be over by March 27th because they can't do it, or it's over right now because it's been 30 months? I guess we're going to see. They said soon. So let's take a look. All right, next here. 4771, Anonymous is basically showing a picture here. So 17 NES leaders look to rebrand after each crackdown. So I'm rebranded to 17 any us. You know, any of us, any us, or any, or a, non, us. Try to break it up into sections like words, syllables. Anyway, so it says 17 NES leaders look to rebrand after tech crackdowns. The shift in tactics comes in the same week as Twitter released new data stating that their ban on 17 NES related accounts was severely limiting the reach of conspiracy theorists. or conspiracy analysts. I think I prefer analysts. So this is the size of Obamagate, this huge ship liner, and then Watergate is this little dinghy down here over the target. All right, next, which is also the last. 4772. Never bring an arrow in a quiver to a LOSBR missile fight. So what is LOSBR? Line of sight beam riding. So basically, it's a military term for a missile that is going to follow a line of sight riding a beam of light. So basically the targeting is by laser. So we're in a missile fight, but it's highly targeted. So a big bomb will go off. So we saw the B-2 bomber dropping them. So how is it highly targeted? So one, we saw the Senate report come out up against Hunter Biden, and basically pointing at things that are. And I point out the SINFEN documents, which are the financial documents that will find kind of curious payments that went from one person to another. So Hunter Biden receiving money from the former mayor of Moscow's wife, who was a billionaire in herself. Why is she sending him money? Well, these things just happen. But then there's other payments to people involved in human trafficking. And this is just going to be the start of the drumbeat. Right? We're going to see a lot of this coming out, and we're going to see how it's going to also then target Biden. And so we're going to see a reason for Joe Biden to step aside. And so who are they going to put in place of Biden? And if Biden goes, will Harris go also, or will Harris be the one left behind to also be on the ticket? And if that's the case, would she be the presidential nominee if Biden steps down and she chooses a new vice president? Or does she stay as vice president and someone like Michelle Obama becomes the nominee for it? So, and how do they do that? Well, they do it virtually. I'm sure that they already shot the commercial for this event, where at the DNC, this little when the DNC had their little convention, it was high security. No one could go in or out of the building. They were doing production there. So one of the things they probably did was also script out and even perform the video of Biden stepping down and taking, and then who's taking his place. Now maybe they say it's because of dementia. He can't, and I would, and I'm going to put this out there because the debate is like a couple days from now. So Biden goes out on the debate stage with Trump, and he's obviously not able to cope. It's just so obvious to everyone. He can't read the teleprompter. It's just so obvious. So everyone at that moment sees Biden can't do the job. The very next day, all of the rigmarole will come around. The press will be, starting to carry the water and say, hey, there's a lot of questions about whether he can actually make it now. We saw what happened to him on the debates, and that opens the door for, well, we have to put someone else. Biden, just it's too much, right? So we got to replace Biden. And who do they put it? Well, they have a meeting, 2 weeks from now, and then all of a sudden, it's Michelle Obama, Michael Obama, as presidential nominee. Whether Harris stays or not, I don't know. Either way, it looks like that's what's going to unfold. Now, that's just my prediction about this, my connection of dots, seeing the things that are laying out in front, putting the pieces together. We shall see. We don't have much time before that happens. Okay, so let me go and check and see. Yeah, we've got a couple more things to go over. Now these are just a couple of other little news stories. Close this down. Again, just saving some memory there. I forgot to show this earlier, but this is basically to mention from a Facebook. It was just talking about Roseanne Barr mentioned that CPS was stealing children in her interview. She is a true hero, not afraid of Hollywood. The rest of you suck. But anyway, that was yesterday at 4 o'clock. So, little side note there. This is a mom arrested, tased at the 8th grade football game for not wearing a mask. So you don't wear a mask outdoors, right? And they're gonna tase you. Oh, I'd be following up with a lawsuit for certain. All right, let's continue. Now this is a little interesting. From 14 hours ago, from In the Matrix, China, Huawei's research lab in Dongguan City is on fire. So the question, why would this be on fire? Is it just an accident? Or is there something else to it, right? Well, we got a thread here. Let's follow, see where we go. So, Chinese telecommunication conglomerate Huawei and subsidiary charged with racketeering conspiracy and conspiracy to steal trade secrets. Charges also reveal Huawei's business in North Korea and assistance in the government of Iran. Interesting. Another video of burning research center. This is another from a different angle, same thing. And then here's another. Local authorities report no casualties in the fires, which was extinguished more than an hour after it began. Well, that was quite a fire, a lot of smoke there. So, all right, that's it for that. So, just interesting, I don't know where it's going to go, but maybe they were burning the evidence. I would say that's kind of there. That's a little 1-minute piece from Tucker Carlson on this guy. So let's watch this.
If you watch Joe Biden a lot, sometimes it becomes hard to understand what he is saying. Often Joe Biden himself doesn't seem to know what he's saying. But we decided to crack the code. So like the football coaches we are at heart, we turn to the tape. It turns out when you assemble the footage from Joe Biden's speeches over the years, a spine comes into view, a consistent message emerges. That message is that Joe Biden is the best person who's ever lived. He is solely responsible for everything good in this world. Watch.
I'm the guy after 9/11 said, we will follow bin Laden to the gates of hell if we have to get him. I'm the guy that helped bail out the automobile industry. What'd you do, old buddy? I'm the guy that managed the $830 billion. I'm the only guy that's ever beaten them nationally. I've beaten them 3 times. I'm the guy that got a bipartisan agreement. I'm the guy that ran the Recovery Act. I'm the guy that set up drug courts. I'm the guy that got sent up to the Hill. I'm the guy that helped put together the Iran deal. I'm the guy that got the Brady bill passed. I'm the guy that asked for the CDC to keep detailed reports. Obviously, I think I'm the guy, but that's for you to decide.
Come on, man.
I'm
the guy. I'm the guy. I'm the guy they sent up to the Hill. I'm the guy. On Tuesday night, Joe Biden will be debating.
Sorry.
Despite our predictions, turns out he's actually going to do it, it looks like. One thing we know, he'll be the guy. Well,
okay. Biden will be the guy on the debate. We'll see. All right, so that's all I've got to show for you. Let's see any questions here in our little group chat. No, but hello everybody. Hello Christy. Hello Joshua. I did start a little early today, so sorry if you were trying to tune in later. I've got 25 people viewing right now, and there's been 41 at looked so far. Where's the Florida assembly link? So if you want to find any of the assembly links, go to lifeforce.global. And then you can find the apps links there. And then you can download the app. And then there are groups that you will be able to choose from that you can join any of those groups. Join the one for Florida. You can also join the one for, say, California, where I'm at, or even New York is where Tank is, and he's so these are active. There's stuff going on. Probably New York is more active. Well, I can't say that, but they've been they were the first on the block, put it that way, and they have they've been holding some class. I attended one of the classes they had for grand juries. And then a lot of information being revealed. So this is a way for us to get the information out to people and coordinate it from this app. So it's if you go directly to the Play Store or the Apple Store, you will be able to find it under Life Force Watch. Okay, well, I guess that is good for today. Again, please share the video. This has been helping tremendously. You know, I really appreciate that you're making this effort. And even if you did it once, do it again. Do it every day. Actually, a show of hands, who will do this every day to share the video every day? Just raise your hand. Oh, okay. All right. That's it. More hands. Hey, great. So please do what you can. Positive comments and likes. And I will be back tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful day.